Well, my apartment is haunted, so let's get drunk and talk to ghosts. Now, I guess I should start by filling you in on some history. So, I currently live on the top floor of this stunning Victorian house built in the 1870s. I'd show you the outside, but I'm afraid of stalkers, so you're just gonna have to take my word for it. And my apartment, up on the third floor, was originally the servants' quarters of the house. So, it has some quirks, like the ceiling is all slanted, and there's a sink in every room because all the rooms up here used to be dormitories, and I have this tiny little mini bathroom in my bedroom that I call the pea coffin. Oh, and also, there are ghosts. Now, of course, I played Ouija board to try to figure out who's here, and I actually had some pretty incredible results. Now, the first time I talked to anyone, it was a couple Halloweens ago. I had my friends over and we were playing Ouija board. And we ended up talking to these two little boys who said their names were Will and Teddy. And while we were talking to them, there was tons of activity. We got knocks on the wall, the sounds of footsteps in the other room, and lots of communication through the board. And Will and Teddy told us that they usually stay in the carriage house, which is now the garage behind the house, and that they come in to play with my cat Uma. And they said that they like to play with Uma on the stairs. And I had actually noticed like Uma running and playing on the stairs before, so that was kind of weird to me because I was like, oh, that's what she's been doing. So I told them, that they're free to play with Uma whenever they want as long as they're nice to her and they don't scare her. And after I told them this, the activity seemed to increase a little bit more. Now, the thing that you need to know about my cat is that she's only bad for attention. She never misbehaves without an audience. Like, what's the point if no one's watching, right? So we never come home to knocked over plants or chewed up wires or anything, because she's only bad when we're in the room and there to witness it. But shortly after this interaction with Will and Teddy, I woke up to find that Uma had done something very bad while we slept. So there's this one window in my apartment that actually overlooks the carriage house where Will and Teddy say that they usually hang out. And on the windowsill there, I had this little terrarium that I got at a craft store, and I had painted it and filled it with moss, and then I hung this taxidermy bat that I got in Philly years and years ago in the terrarium. But after this interaction with Will and Teddy through the board, I woke up one morning and I found that the terrarium that I had sitting on this windowsill was knocked over, and that all the moss was pulled out, and that the taxidermy bat that hung in there was torn to shreds. It was dragged all over my apartment, for real. I was finding pieces of bat in my carpet for days. And though clearly Uma had ripped apart the bat, I could see her little tooth marks in the wings and everything, she'd never done anything like this before. This bat had been sitting in the windowsill for at least a year and she never even noticed it. It just seemed really out of character because I have quite a few taxidermy pieces around and a bunch of antiques and stuff, and she never bothers with anything. And like I said, she doesn't even do anything if there's not an audience, so who was watching her? And I couldn't shake the feeling that Will and Teddy were involved. So I said out loud, hey, could you guys not make her do bad things like this? Can you not encourage her to do anything destructive? And since I said that, nothing like that happened again. But Will and Teddy have definitely made their presence known other ways. Most recently, just a few weeks ago. So I have a lot of creepy old toys, but a bulk of my collection would be probably what you would consider girl toys, because most of them are creepy dolls. But I have this one doll, and I would say it's probably the most boyish looking doll that I own. And he's also a wind-up toy. So I'm gonna put in a clip here that I'm gonna take after I finish this experiment of me winding him up so you could see him move and how he usually plays the music. Because I don't want to wind him up now, because we're gonna use him for an experiment. Now, I really can't remember when the last time I wound this guy up was. He has been sitting on this dresser full of my craft supplies next to the stairs where Will and Teddy supposedly play with Uma for at least 2 years before this event occurred. And he just sat there totally untouched, and he never played or did anything weird until a few weeks ago. So this day, me and Mike, we were about to leave for work, and we were putting on our shoes over here by the stairs, and suddenly I hear this like little ding, 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 and I knew what it was, and I looked over at this wind-up doll, and as I'm staring at it, it just starts going, playing its song, going through the motions, everything. And me and Mike are both looking at it, and we watch it play for like 30 seconds. And shit like this like almost never happens around Michael, for the record. It's my personal belief that how open you are to the paranormal really dictates like how much you experience. And there's some people who are just kind of so scared of something happening that they can't explain that they kind of build a wall against it, and spirits can't use them to draw energy in order to manifest or communicate. But let's not get too deep in the weeds on that, because we're real open, right? We're gonna communicate with ghosts tonight. So the point is, we just watched this thing play itself out, and I couldn't help but think, that this was Will and Teddy. Like, I don't think that this doll itself is haunted. I don't get any vibe at all off of it. Most of my dolls I don't think are actually haunted at all. I say most because there is one exception to that rule, but maybe we'll talk about her another day. No, I just think Will and Teddy just chose to play with this doll to get our attention. So today, we're gonna see if they want to do it again. Now, I have not touched this doll except for moving it from its place to put it over here, and I just left it here for a couple minutes. It hasn't moved, hasn't made any music, any noise. So we're just gonna see if we can get Will and Teddy to interact with this. Now, I do have my EMF detector, so we can run this near the doll, and we have the mic. So we're just gonna get into it and see what we can experience. Hopefully Will and Teddy will maybe say something to us through the microphone, or at least get this doll to start moving for us. All right, let's get started. Oh, we already got a little spike. Did you see that? Is there anyone here with me? Will and Teddy? Are you guys here? Is there someone else here? Do you want to tell me your name? Oh. Are you close? You can come closer. Do you want to play with this doll? You can play with this doll if you want. What's your name? Do you want to tell me anything? Do you like playing with toys? Play with this doll if you want. Did you play with this doll another time? Can you make the doll move? Or can you knock on something? Let me know you're here. You want to play with the doll? Every time I talk about playing with the toy, I notice it spikes. There we go. You want to play with the toys? You can play with it. Go ahead. Oh. I just like almost felt like my ears popped. Was that you guys? Are you close? You can come closer. Do you want to knock on something? Do you want to knock again? Oh, I hope the mic's picking that up. I heard you. I would really love it if you made this doll move. It'd be really cool. Are you the one who made it move before? Touch the doll. There you go. Touch the doll. You can do it. Touch the doll again if you're still here. Can you knock if you're still here? I'm not getting anything. I'm gonna go if you guys don't want to play. I think that's all we're getting tonight. We did get some spikes on the EMF. Hopefully when I'm reviewing this, maybe we caught some EVPs or something, and I did get those knocks, which was pretty incredible. I really hope that the mic picked that up. So, I don't know. Maybe we'll try again another night, but that's it for now, guys. All right. I heard like voices, and it sounded like a little kid screaming. I really hope that some of this gets picked up, because I'm hearing Fucking crazy sounds. I don't know, I think it stopped now.